Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Into the Nexus. I'm your host, Corey. For those of you just joining the podcast, we are KG Nexus AI, and we specialize in providing business intelligence and analytics solutions to help businesses scale their revenue. Today, we're joined by someone who's been living and breathing the renewable energy movement long before it became mainstream. That person is Scott Phillips, founder of Scott Knows Solar. Scott brings over a decade of hands-on experience in solar ownership, strategy, and implementation. Scott's been helping families, business owners, and communities determine not only if solar is right for them, but how to get the best possible system and long-term value. He's also built a nationwide network of suppliers, vendors, and installers, covering everything from commercial and residential projects to agricultural and off-grid systems. And he's constantly exploring new technologies that push the solar industry forward. Beyond that, Scott's entrepreneurial journey includes years of real estate investment and sustainable business leadership, blending innovation, community, and environmental awareness into everything he touches. We're diving deep today into what it really takes to scale solar in 2025, the lessons Scott's learned along the way, and how he's helping others lead the transition to a cleaner, more sustainable energy future. Scott, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Corey.
No worries. Well, with that, I'm ready to jump right in. If you're ready to go, let's do it.
Ready. Let's do this.
All right. Okay. Well, let's let the viewers know. Who is Scott? Tell us about your background and the journey that led you to the solar energy sector.
So my journey really started about 25 years ago. And when I was in middle school, I started really getting interested in climate change and what was coming. And the more and more I read about it, the worse and worse I thought about the future. Right. And
oh boy.
At some point, somebody pointed out solar energy to me, and I just clicked. Like that's the answer here. And then like you said, about a decade ago, I actually bought solar panels for myself in Texas, and I realized, what a great move that was right away. And then in 2021, I got caught in 5 days without power in Winter Storm Uri down in Texas.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And solar energy literally saved my life. So after that, it was pretty much clear that me and solar had a special relationship. And about a year ago, I actually started selling solar under Scott Knows Solar after looking at, realized I probably had about 4,000 conversations about solar energy since buying the panels the first time, and that people regularly come to me and say, you know what you're talking about. I wish I could do business with you. So I've launched the company, and it's been pretty good so far. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
You were probably one of the few who had power during that storm in Texas at that time.
Well, actually, I didn't have power during that storm.
Oh, sorry. Well, I thought you with your solar.
Right. So we actually moved right before that storm.
Oh, okay.
And the panels were not installed yet. We had planned to put panels on that new house. I had actually, we actually built a custom house or a new house. It wasn't custom,
right.
But it was new. And I had told the builder from day one we were going to put panels up. Right. They waited until the closing table to tell me that there was a clause in the roof warranty that if I put panels up in the first 12 months, my roof warranty was gone.
Really?
Yeah. So we moved in something like April of 2020, right before COVID. And, that 12 months expired right after that big storm. Right. So I didn't have power for the 5 days because I didn't have solar. Right. But the blessing was that before that storm, you couldn't get a battery. They just would not sell them to you.
Right.
After that storm, it was, how many would you like? And we can install tomorrow. Right. So.
Yeah, that's wow. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, had you been able to have solar at the time, I mean that clause, the 12 months clause, and if you had installed solar like you wanted to, you would have lost your warranty. So it's kind of, another hiccup to stop you from investing into what you actually believe in,
Right.
because you do want to have your warranty intact, because you just never know what could happen. But
Yep.
at the same time, you don't want to risk it, and then the storm happens and your warranty is expired. And if you needed something, that's a difficult situation to be in. But
Yep.
I mean, look at that. As soon as it was over, like you said, the supply was greatly, like, it was huge. You were able to get whatever you wanted at that time.
Yeah. Yeah. The industry pivoted very fast. I was very proud of them.
Yeah, that's very good.
It was one more reason to get in that industry. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. So for this example is perfect. I'm sure there were lots of people like you at the time. They did not have solar, so they didn't have any source of energy at the time when the power's out for those 5 days, or some who were out without power for longer periods of time. What would you say to people who misunderstand or underestimate the work being done in solar, and how it works, and how it actually, at times, it can help save lives for all we know, because without power from the electric company and you have the power from the solar company, just what that can actually do for you.
Right. Right. Yeah. The top comment, I get that question a lot. Right. And the thing I usually say is that, in reality, we don't need anything but solar and wind.
Right.
Go and throw in a battery. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So solar, wind, battery, that's all we actually need. Right. We get enough energy in 1 hour to power from the sun to power the planet for an entire year.
Right.
Right. What people think, though, is you think solar, well, I have to have sunlight during the day, right? If there's no sun, there's no power. It's not that simple, right? You will get less sun on a cloudy day, you'll get less power on a cloudy day, but you'll still get something, right? And if you throw in wind energy, well, frequently the wind is there when the sun's not, like
Right.
during thunderstorms or at night, right? That's typically when the wind picks up. Right,
Mm-hmm.
and then you throw a battery in the mix for those moments in between, right? But yeah, like outsiders looking in, they really don't understand how simple this stuff is. It really is just put some panels up and reap the benefits almost right away.
So one question I have, from what I've heard other people have been asking, like some concerns, when you have solar panels up, and let's say, because like you mentioned, on a cloudy day, of course, you're not getting as much sunlight to power up in the generator or whatnot, but can you actually run out of the solar energy gained if there is not a lot of sun for, let's say, 3 days in a row, and you're getting very minimal sunlight? Like, would it be enough to sustain your house for those 3 days if you're not getting as much sunlight?
It should be. Right. There are scenarios where, yes, you can run out of power. Right. The obvious answer to that is use less energy. Right. Figure out,
Mm-hmm.
like in my case, we figured out that if you run the clothes dryer during the day rather than at night, the battery lasts longer. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, those kinds of things, right? Or maybe like I also have an electric vehicle. I might skip charging a day or something. Right.
Right.
I work from home mostly. I do a lot of site visits, but I'm not a high mileage person, right? So I can go a couple days without charging the car without having a problem.
Right.
It's more about behavior changes in those situations than it is about how much power you're going to get or not get. Right. So
Okay.
that's
Yep, that makes
there's
sense.
little tips like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. If we were having this conversation 5 years from now, what do you think would look completely different in solar, and what might look exactly the same?
I think in 5 years there's going to be a lot more batteries out there, right? Because the panels, like the if you look at the price of them over the last 30 years, really, solar panels the price has been dropping and dropping and dropping.
Mhm.
They finally hit a point that they don't have a lot left to give, right? And now the batteries are where panels were 20 years ago. They're expensive, they're big, they're heavy, but give it another 5 years, those prices will be dropping. Just like the same thing happened with like cell phones or other examples. I'm sure that you can find them, right? The primary one is cell phones, right? It went from nobody had them to everybody had them overnight.
Exactly.
Because the pricing changed, the business models changed, the monthly payment plans got more affordable, right? Do you know anybody who has a landline anymore? Probably not. Right?
Not really.
Right? In 5 years, that's going to be, do you know somebody who has solar and doesn't have a battery? Probably not. Right? The other thing that's going to come is a lot more, at least in the short term, there's going to be a lot more companies offering solar leases rather than solar purchases. And that's primarily an impact of the big, beautiful bill, which was passed this last summer. Because the ownership tax credit, if you just own the system, goes away at the end of the year. If you lease the system, you have another 12 months or something for tax credit benefits. Right?
Okay.
Now, the problem with leasing is at the end, those come up at the end of the deal, when either you have to destroy a system that's still perfectly good, or if you try to sell a home with a lease, it can get harder. Whereas if you sell a home that's got panels on them that you own, those sell faster for more money, right? So in my personal opinion, 2026 will be the year of everybody trying to push the lease, and then 2027 will be the year of pushing, actually going back to ownership. Now, in my personal view, we will continue to do ownership rather than leases.
Ownership rather than leases. Okay. Why would you stick to that instead of even bothering with any leases?
Because of the long-term problems with leases, right? Like I mentioned, it's harder to sell a house that has a lease on it. The leases are typically 10 or 15 years. The panels are typically warranted for 25. So there's usually a disconnect in those two numbers, right?
Right.
That's those little details just make leases they don't really make sense in my personal opinion.
So with the leases and the ownership, what do you find you get more requests for? Do you get more requests for people who want to own outright? Ownership? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that works perfectly into what your belief is anyway, so that works better for you. That's perfect.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, getting into Scott Knows Solar, tell us a little bit more about your company and what exactly you do. We know you provide solar, but what else you do and who do you do it for?
Well, we really do pretty much everything solar. And having had the experience that I had when I started the company, I really sat back and looked at what is the cutting edge stuff that's coming, right? And I've intentionally put my company in position to offer those services now, right? A great example of that is we do micro wind turbines, small wind. We have a partnership with Flower Turbines that they look like flowers. They start at super low speeds and they're quiet, right? So these guys figured out the top 5 or 6 reasons that people don't like wind, and they solved all of them. So when I saw that, I was like, I got to represent that. The other cutting edge thing that I'm really focused on is called agrivoltaics. Have you heard of this?
No. Please enlighten me. Okay.
So it's a thing that was stumbled upon somewhere in either Europe or North Africa a few years ago. That the traditional way that you do solar farms, large scale solar projects, is you put the panels right on the ground, right? Where you can't use it for anything else. That land is now solar.
Right.
Well, it turns out that if you put the panels high enough off the ground that you can still farm under them, that the crops do better, the panels do better. Yeah. Things like tomatoes would show like a 60% increase in yield. Right? the panels can be rated at 400 watts, and they actually produce like 420s or 440.
Right.
It's a win-win, and that's that kind of stuff is our specialty.
Oh, that's pretty good. I mean, that you'll grow your crops better, faster.
Yeah.
It's healthier too, maybe.
Healthier, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What has been one of your proudest moment, or if not your proudest moment overall, since operating Scott No Solar?
Well, as you know, solar has kind of been politicized lately, at least in the United States.
Yes.
Right. So, one of my proudest moments recently has been showing a group of Republicans that solar was actually for them. It's not actually and how we did that was pointing out that something like 80% of the money from the Green New Deal went to red states. Right, like
yes, it did. It did.
Right,
it did.
The Republicans are the ones who are buying solar. Period. Yeah. Right, it's not the liberals or the Green Party. It's the Republicans. Right, and the reason for that is that they are the ones who look at, how do I get the biggest bang for my buck? What's the cheapest technology out there? And even without the incentives, solar is usually the cheapest option. Mm-hmm. Right, there was one person. About 3 months ago now that I was talking to, his wife actually approached me about putting solar on their home. And she was gung-ho before I ever talked about it. But she told me that my husband is going to be a hell no. You're never going to get him to do any of this. Right? So we had 2 conversations, and most of his objections were actually about how the panels would look, how much he would see of the panels. Right? But I showed him the numbers, showed him the system, how much he was going to save. And, about the third conversation or second conversation, he says, why would you not do solar? He went from a hell no to this is like the best thing ever.
Look at that.
Right,
That's such a big turnaround.
Right. That's the kind of thing that gets me up in the morning and keeps me moving.
Yeah. Oh, that's really nice. Really nice.
Yeah.
What would you say has been some of the toughest parts about getting solar into the hands of your ideal customers?
So the biggest difficulty personally was that after that big storm in Texas, I moved across country. Mm-hmm. I moved from Texas to Delaware. And when I arrived in Delaware, I didn't really know a lot about Delaware, except that it was the land of Joe Biden. Mm-hmm. And I was expecting to have an existing green economy already here because it was Joe Biden's state.
Right.
That was not the case. There was no green economy, or almost no green economy in this state. So, and Delaware is very much a who you know, not what you know state. Mm-hmm. So moving across country and trying to start a business, basically from scratch without any connections, that was damn hard. But, we're now a year into it and we're starting to see real progress. So, it's been worth it.
Yeah, I mean, without trying, you'll never know. I mean, everything takes, it's not always easy. It takes a lot of effort. There's going to be a lot of sleepless nights. There's going to be a lot of rejections, but you just have to keep pushing forward, keep trying, because eventually you're going to get through. It's just a matter of, like you mentioned, finding the right person, the right connection to help get things going.
Yep.
So since you made that move to Delaware and you've been trying to get your product out there, what bottlenecks were you experiencing for pipeline outreach or even lead conversion?
The biggest challenge that we had was finding what's known as EPCs that were trustworthy. EPCs. Right, mm-hmm. That's the company who's doing the actual installation for the solar. Right. Scott No Solar is a sales team. Right, we're not the people swinging the hammers. We're the ones who connect the supplier, the people who know how to swing hammers, with the people who want their product. right? The biggest challenge has been finding people who can install the systems that are actually reputable and know what they're doing. I finally have built a pretty decent team. Sometimes it takes me a little longer to get a quote than I would like it to, but I know that even with those delays, the job is going to be done right.
Right. Yep. So rather the quality over quantity at this point, because you don't want to provide a service to a customer only for them to turn around and be unhappy with it. You want to make sure they're getting what they paid for and that you're meeting your service guarantee as well. That makes perfect sense.
Right.
Where would you see what do you see as the biggest opportunity or risk when it comes to scaling your go-to-market efforts?
Right now, it's the lease versus purchase conversation.
Yes.
Right. And that's because there's this perception that you get a 30% discount on a lease. Right. Like that's the biggest challenge at the moment. But explain to people the long-term impacts of a lease is where that gets flipped. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm expecting I've already seen even a lot of marketing around lease the system, don't buy it. Okay. And to be one of the few companies that say we only do purchases is a natural differentiator for us, and it will let us stand out from the crowd.
Okay. So okay. If that's an issue, because the attractiveness of hey, here's 30% off if you sign up for a lease, that's going to grab someone's attention first, more so than purchase and own outright without having those same discounted incentives. So it's just a matter of educating people on the differences, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know it's as consumers, like we see something that says a discount right away, we're like, oh, I get to save money. I'm gonna.
Yep.
That's my choice right there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go right to it.
But even with purchasing the system, you're still going to save money over your existing electric bill. Right. The people who are not, like if the numbers are close or the panels are more expensive, they're not going to go solar unless they're a true believer in climate change and live in the right way. Right. If they're just a typical give me the numbers buyer and the numbers are worse for solar, they're not going to do solar. Right. But even with a purchase scenario, you will save money in 95% of the cases. Right. The benefit of the purchase is on the backside, like I've said several times. Increased property value, ease of selling the house, knowing that the financing terms and the life of the panels are pretty close to the same or exactly the same. Those kinds of little details actually do matter.
Yeah, just a matter of, like I said, educating people on knowing and understanding the differences and how it actually benefits them more so to own than leasing.
Yeah.
If you were able to give some advice to people who want to get into this space, who want to either start up their own solar company or contribute to the industry, what advice would you give to any professionals who are looking to make an impact in this space?
So the first thing would be see if there's some way that you can actually live with the product you're going to be selling. Whether that's getting panels yourself or getting batteries, or even if it's just putting yourself on community solar, right? There's something about actually having the product that gives you instant credibility to people. Right? It also gives you an experience to know that, the thing that other company told your client is not true.
Right.
And that other company probably doesn't even realize it's not true. But you having that experience, actually living with it, will let you hear, that's a lie. Let me, I can explain that differently and have them get it.
Yeah. Okay. I think a little bit earlier you mentioned about trying to, with outreach, just to educate people on the differences, and I think that is the education component of it. I think that is a big piece that helps to clear up some misconceptions. Because a lot of people, they have it in their mind that solar is a scam, don't bother. And as you mentioned, finding reputable companies to actually do the work properly, because unfortunately, there are some bad actors out there who go to do the work and then leave it half done, or there's some hidden fees that come out of it and that were never explained to the customer, like they don't understand. So you hear those horror stories, and then it turns a lot of people away. So I think with what you're mentioning, trying to clear up some of those misconceptions and outreach to those who need some more info, this is something that we actually help with at KG Nexus AI. We're able to assist companies to increase awareness and spread some positive news, provide information to help clear up any misconceptions or even misinformation. So if you would be willing to, I think it'd be great for us to have a further conversation where we can, dive a little deeper into that and see how we can assist you with that.
Sure.
Perfect. Okay, we'll set that up after this. But leaving you the final last words here, how can people get in touch with Scott No Solar?
Probably the best way is to follow us on LinkedIn, Scott No Solar on LinkedIn, or scottnosolar.com, or my email address is scott@scottnosolar.com. The thing I did not mention actually is that at our core, we're a husband and wife team. My wife and I do the business.
Okay.
And we both reply to emails and outreach fairly quickly.
Okay, perfect. What I'll do, of course, once this is posted, I'll link it in the description below. So those watching, listening, you'll be able to reach out to Scott and Scott No Solar for all your solar needs. Scott, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming on and joining us today. Your experience just living it, like you've been living it from before you even started. So you have a wealth of knowledge, and I can get that from just this short talk that we've had. But I definitely look forward to speaking with you again and dive a little deeper into this.
Absolutely. Thank you
All
again,
right.
Corey.
No problems. Well, thank you everyone for joining, and we'll talk to you next time.